Many people have a difficult time with the whole idea of venerating the Blessed Virgin Mary. Of course, as Catholics, we do not believe that we worship Mary, and that we also believe that God is infinitely greater than Mary because she's a creature created by God just like any of us, but she is the greatest of His creatures in a really beautiful way. If you have a hard time with Marian devotion, remember that the Church has a long tradition of this. We can see it outside of the Scriptures in the very early centuries of the Church. In the 2nd century, we see St. Ignatius of Antioch, and we see, as time goes on, Justin Martyr and St. Irenaeus of Lyon kind of speaking reverently of Mary. By the 3rd century, we have the Sub Tuum Praesidium prayer, a prayer which actually asks Mary that tells Mary that we fly to her for protection, right? And so there's this great tradition of venerating Mary, of looking at her with reverence and honor. And here at St. Francis Borgia, we have a number of beautiful Marian images. And I'm going to show you those images in today's video. But on top of that, I want to really focus on the whole idea of the Immaculate Heart of Mary. At our North Church, we have several images of the Blessed Virgin Mary. We have a stained glass image at the North Church, which many may not realize is actually an image of the Immaculate Heart of Mary. We can see in this image Mary revealing her heart to us, inviting us into her heart. At the South Church, we have a very beautiful stained glass window of the Immaculate Heart of Mary. And our statue of Mary at the South Church is actually a depiction of her Immaculate Heart. When you look closely at the statue, you can see that she is holding her heart. In Luke's Gospel, we hear about Mary's heart in some really beautiful ways. We first hear that when Mary receives the angel Gabriel, and she receives this incredible greeting, "Hail, full of grace," she ponders what sort of greeting this might be. That greeting is a greeting that's not applied to anyone else in the New Testament. It's a unique way of speaking to someone, showing that Mary has this unique role. And so Mary ponders what this means in her heart. It reminds us of Mary's reflective, meditative, prayerful heart. In addition, we see that when Mary went to her cousin Elizabeth after she had conceived, Mary and Elizabeth had this conversation, and then Mary followed up by saying, "My soul proclaims the greatness of the Lord," or "My soul magnifies the greatness of the Lord. My spirit rejoices in God my Savior." And we see Mary had a heart that just radiated God, right? That just proclaimed God. And so we venerate that heart. We also see an interesting passage that after the shepherds came to visit Mary and Joseph and this newborn child in Bethlehem, we see that they told Mary the story of how they came to know about this, and that it says that Mary kept all these things, reflecting on them in her heart. She treasured these moments in her heart to reflect on them. And we hear also in Luke's Gospel that when Mary and Joseph present Jesus in the temple, Simeon, this wise old man, tells Mary, gives Mary these words. He says, "Behold, this child is destined for the fall and rise of many in Israel." And he goes on to say, "And to be a sign that will be contradicted, and you yourself a sword will pierce, so that the thoughts of many hearts may be revealed. You yourself a sword shall pierce." If you look at this image we have at the South Church of Mary's heart, you can see that there's a sword piercing through that heart. It's a reminder of the fact that Mary's heart was pierced by the sorrow she experienced in Jesus' suffering on the cross. St. Francis de Sales said that Mary's heart was so closely united to the heart of Jesus that in order for the lance to pass into Jesus' heart, to pierce Jesus' heart, it would first have to pass through Mary's heart. A beautiful image for us to reflect on. As you continue this time of isolation or this time of challenge within our culture, I just invite you to take refuge in Mary's heart, to turn to her, to ask for her blessings in your life, to know that she loves you so much and that she always holds you close. God bless you all, and please know of my continued prayers.